So let's take advantage of the fact that the blonde guy is a little peaceful for now. He's not in one of his moods when he doesn't allow anybody to function. Okay, okay. Keep our fingers crossed. Okay, that he will not attack. So, Buena Brashov yesterday. But what did I do with that video? What was the title I gave it? I have to look because it seems a bit peculiar. Anyway, so yeah, I'm coming to the end of that long session. It was a long winter. With the sauna, I know I gave it the title the sauna or skiing or the sauna. Okay, so yeah, I remember now. Some funny business, but then let me tell you about the funky business at the end. So it was the call, the woman who let's hit the road, let's get to our room. Okay. So at the end, after how many months? December, January, February. I think it was in February, because in March, okay, there's nobody else left. But still, it was towards the end of the season. And then, but let me say this also. There was Mihai Bumbak at one point who came in and we shared the room for a while. Or was it another year, another winter, shorter winter season? And it was funny because this guy was really something, and maybe we should give him some episodes later or continue from now, because we would work together in the days after communism. We had a joint venture together, something, and that would be interesting. I mean, let's say some words now. If I open a bracket, at one point I would work with the American embassy, and then from there they gave me connections in the American community here, with the Canadian embassy, Jordanian embassy, British embassy. Wow, how many good things we had then. And we have some, I should bring one of these days the good letters we received. We had a tremendous success. That's a Trump word, alas. With trip in the Danube Delta with the embassy, and they sent a wonderful letter for me and Mihai Mumbai. So working with these embassies, I found that I can't do it on my own. And Mihai had something, not big, small, but he had with this partner of his, Mariwara, whatever the name was. So there were two, plus a secretary, and plus, well, many connections, because he's older, maybe 10 years older, and he had connections, I'm thinking, in the communist days, where the honest is, so he had some much more experience, new people, and we decided to do together. So we had some good business, good peak climax with a trip to Turkey, where we took a charter plane. We had, let's say, close to 100 people. Well, maybe 70. But that's still massive. I mean, we never went beyond that figure. That was such a glorious thing. Well, hopefully, inshallah, we'll get to that in 120 episodes, and we'll talk more. But let's return to Pana Brasho. So near the end, I had maybe 2 weeks left, per se, officially, let's say. But then one morning, at let's say 5 o'clock, maybe 6 o'clock, but still really, really out of the ordinary. I mean, in itself, something extraordinary. I get this call from Lucia, whatever what name was, the referent the woman who gave business, let's call it that, even if in communist days business is an oxymoron. What business? I mean, they're anti-business. But the one who assigned tour guides for the space, they had the world divided. She had English speaking, okay? But I don't think America. She had Britain, she had, I think for some reason, Israel, because Israel would require English speaking guides. And whatever else. Even if I've got China at one time. Once in a while, you moved around. Okay? I was allegedly a French speaking tour guide. And well, I did have some French, but not at the level of the English. So, still, they used that when they sent me with a Chinese. I think they said, okay, well, he does speak some French, so maybe one of those two languages, and in some other occasions, will do. But the Chinese were a different experience, maybe again coming next, because that was also bizarre and outrageous on some points. So anyway, and she says this Lucia, whatever her name is, my boss. She calls, says, listen, you have to get back. Pack your things, finish the business, pay whatever you have to pay. I mean, for my lodging, for whatever. I mean, was the part of the group attributed to me or given my charge. Don't ask me anything, but just come back. So that was, I mean, I lost 2 years of my life. Fuck you, by the way, the one you responsible. I thought it was It Gherasim. That's the name I remember, because I thought he's the one. But in the meantime, I don't know so well. The fact is, after this call, I had 2-3 days. I didn't go back right away. Anyway, they didn't say next plane. It wasn't like I wasn't James Bond on a mission, and they found that I'm going to be killed, and so I need to be on the next plane, okay, or next boat, whatever it was, back. Still, I thought, this is really fucked up, man. Dangerous. They're going to jail me when I get back. Otherwise, why would they call it 5-6 in the morning and say get back as fast as you can, you're through, when I had just a little bit more and I would return anyway. And you don't do it that way. You call it one and say, okay, well, we see, we calculated, or you give a reason. She said, don't ask me why. So, and they're not going to jail me, actually. They're going to kill me. Plus, I knew my guilt. So I knew I wasn't like the innocent, Okay, I'll go back. Police will take me in, and then I'll explain. I'll give my alibis, and it's not me. I didn't kill that person. I knew I killed them. In the sense that it wasn't a question of killing anyone or that. It was political. So I knew I was guilty as hell, because I talked nonsense all the time. I mean, I wasn't a Disney, let's not pretend anything here, because we're anyway not talking to anyone. Okay, it's I keep saying this. There's no audience. That's fine, as long as it's possible that one there is listening. That's exactly the point. It's even better. I mean, I don't have something to say to many people. I'm not the storyteller. I'm not Somerset Maugham. So it's just the feeling that maybe somebody's. I don't have somebody to talk to about this. So it's you, the potential, fictional, illusory interlocutor. Let's say. So there's no need for aggrandizing. I mean, grandiose deeds of the past. No, no Disneyland. But I talked to the British clients I had, that telling them the truth. I mean, this is fucked up. This is a country of under tyranny. So, I mean, it's what they say is false. You can see for yourself. So, what's the point of me saying, "Oh, no, socialism, victory, paradise," when you see it's hell? Okay. Maybe this is a moment for the joke. Okay, let's say, I mean, the end of the world comes. American, Russian presidents say we have spaceships, we can leave the Earth. At the same time, Ceausescu, Romanian president, comes on TV and says, "Don't worry, comrades, we're anyway 100 years behind." So, in other words, the end of the world will come. Okay, 100 years later. So we knew where we were. And I was saying that, and I said, okay, somebody heard, then that's. Or maybe is it? That's why It Gherasim, that was the guy in charge of Buena Brashov, something like that. So at one point there was something, a special evening, a special meal, paid separately with big bucks, $20 a meal. I don't know. I will organize that later with Daniel. I will mention this later, or maybe I did a little when I dedicated some. At times I'm confused because I know I have quite a few chapters for him in writing, so I know I've done that. What I tend to be confused over, what I tend to be confused is whether I'm also mentioned in, because this is the told story and I have the written story on the blog. So we're trying both ways, and this is, I guess, done in a different manner. We're using different parts of the brain when talking and writing, so there's a difference there. Okay. So yeah, and this Gerasim came when he was very angry. I was too close to one of the women there. Maybe it was the one with the sound I mentioned yesterday. Maybe different. He was, "What are you doing? What you should? You're not supposed to be with it. Fuck you, you idiots." I mean, it wasn't like my boss. I had one in the one who called, but he was supervising, and then that was one of the hypotheses. He called when he called Booker and said, "Well, I saw this guy. He was nearly fucking a woman at the table." What? Who knows what he said? It wasn't like that by a long shot. Of course, as I said, it was just. I mean, I was flirting. Maybe. I mean, surely. I mean, whenever it was, there was a chance I would go for it. That's clear. I mean, I'm not saying this is not true. And if it were, it was. That was the smallest thing. As I said, I knew myself responsible for bigger crimes, for being a traitor to the cause of communism. I said Ceausescu is an idiot, a fucked up dictator. I wish he would die tomorrow, yesterday. I wish he were dead. Okay. So I knew it. And it was crazy knowing this is hanging over me. I mean, they called me. They don't say why, but I know they have 1,000 reasons why they can kill me. Maybe I will continue tomorrow with this, and then move on in the same episode tomorrow. We'll see about that tomorrow. Inshallah, if we leave until tomorrow.